Assalamualaikum and hi, we are from Group 9. The macroeconomic topics that we're going to present is economic growth. These are the group members.
Economic growth is a vital measure of a nation's progress, influencing opportunities and improving the quality of life for its citizens. It demonstrates how effective a country utilizes its resources, implement policies, and foster innovation to generate wealth and achieve prosperity. Beyond number, economic growth reflects the ability of a nation to reduce poverty, create jobs, and enhance education and healthcare. In this presentation, we will dive into the benefits that economic growth brings, examine the factors that drive it forward, and explore sustainable strategies to ensure continued progress. Together, these elements highlight the critical role economic growth plays in shaping a thriving and inclusive society. This chart shows Malaysia's annual GDP growth from 2014 to 2023. From 2014 to 2019, the economy grew steadily, with rates ranging between 4% and 6%, reflecting stable expansion. However, in 2020, GDP plummeted to nearly -10% due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which caused several disruptions across all sectors. By 2021 and 2022, the economy experienced a strong recovery, peaking in 2022 as activity resumed and the country reopened. In 2023, growth slightly stabilized at a more sustainable pace. These fluctuations clearly highlight the pandemic's significant impact in Malaysia's resilience in rebounding strongly.
Key benefit of economic growth, which is reduced poverty, better education, higher income, and lower unemployment.
Next, we move to the key benefit of economic growth. Reduced poverty is the key benefit of economic growth because as the economy expands, it creates more job and income opportunity, lifting people out of poverty. Higher government revenue from taxes can be used to improve public services like education, healthcare, and infrastructure, further supporting low-income communities. Economic growth also tends to increase access to resources and reduce income inequality, enabling more individuals to meet their basic needs and improve their quality of life. In turn, this contributes to a more stable and productive society. Next, better education. As the economy expands, government and families have to resources and invest in education infrastructure, teacher training, and learning materials. Increased household income allow more children to attend school instead of working to support their families. Economic growth also leads to the development of higher education institutions and vocational training programs, equipping individuals with the skill needed for better job opportunities. Improved education creates more skilled and innovative workforce, driving long-term economic development and social progress. Moving to the next slide, a key benefit of economic growth is higher income levels for individuals and households. As businesses expand, they create more job opportunities and increase wages due to higher demand for skilled workers. This enables people to improve their standard of living, afford better healthcare, education, and housing, and save for the future. Higher incomes also boost consumer spending, which further stimulate economic growth. Additionally, increased earnings generate higher tax revenue for government, allowing for greater investment in public services and infrastructure. Next, lower unemployment. As the economy expands, businesses experience higher demand for goods and services, leading to the creation of more job opportunities. This reduces the number of unemployed individuals and helps people find stable, well-paying jobs. Lower unemployment also boosts consumer confidence and spending, which further stimulates economic growth. Additionally, with more people employed, the government collects higher tax revenues, which can be used to improve public services and invest in the further job creation initiative.
In this part, we will focus on three keys to compare economic growth between countries. That is, gross domestic product, GDP per capita, and productivity growth. First one is GDP. When comparing GDP growth rates, it is important to consider the stage of development, as developing countries often have higher growth rates than developed ones. For example, a country with 10% growth from a smaller economy may be growing faster than a country with a 2% growth in a large economy. Second one is GDP per capita. If a country has a higher GDP per capita, it often indicates a more developed economy. The last one is productivity growth. Comparing productivity growth across countries highlights which economies are becoming more efficient and innovative. We can compare Malaysia economy growth with other countries based on real GDP growth rate. Since different countries use different currency, so the GDP value must be converted into US dollar to compare them. For example, in the third quarter of 2024, Vietnam's GDP is the highest, which is 7.4%, and the lowest is Thailand, which is 3.0%. However, Malaysia economy grew slower, which is 5.3%. But still had a credible performance with export, investment, and consumption remain stable.
There have three key drivers of economic growth. First, human capital development. The next one is government economic policy. And the last one is agricultural sector.
First, I will explain about human capital development. Human capital development is about improving the knowledge, skills, and abilities of people. It plays a critical role in the growth and success of industries like the financial sector. Investing in human capital is essential. When we invest in education and training, we help individuals gain the skills and knowledge they need to perform well in their jobs. This leads to better results for businesses and boosts the economy. For example, in Malaysia, the government has introduced TVET, which stands for Technical and Vocational Education and Training. These programs prepare students with the practical skills needed for industries of the future. We also have institutions like MARA, University Technology Malaysia, and Polytechnic that provide education and training. These institutions help graduates find jobs and contribute to increasing the country's labor force. Next, let's discuss how government economic policies drive economic growth. These policies are designed to achieve three main goals: promote sustainable development, attract more investments, and improve the overall quality of life for citizens. One way the government does this is through infrastructure projects. Examples include the Mass Rapid Transit System, which improves public transport and connects communities, and the East Coast Rail Link, which boosts connectivity and supports regional economic growth. Another important aspect is development plans, such as Malaysia's 5-year plan, Wawasan 2020, which aim to make Malaysia a developed nation, and the current Malaysia Madani Framework, which focus on creating equal opportunities, providing respectable jobs, and reducing inflation and unemployment. Lastly, let's move on to the agricultural sector, another key driver of economic growth. The agricultural sector, which includes agriculture, fisheries, and forestry, plays a significant role in Malaysia's economy. It employs about 10% of the Malaysian labour force and contributes roughly 8% of the country's GDP. One of the primary contributors in this sector is palm oil. Palm oil is one of Malaysia's main agricultural exports globally. In fact, Malaysia's palm oil industry is the third largest contributor in terms of export value. Here's a recent example. From January to November 2024, export of palm oil and related products reached 99.3 billion ringgit Malaysia. This shows an increase of 12.5 billion ringgit Malaysia compared to the same period in 2023. This highlights how crucial the agricultural sector is for generating income and sustaining Malaysia's economic growth.
There have 4 ways to increase economic growth in our slide, which is support local product, promoting tourism, investment in infrastructure, and the last one is encourage entrepreneurship. Moving on the first topic in way to increase economic growth, we will discuss about support local product. Encourage people to purchase from local store to retain money locally. This helps business flourish and generates employment. This has noticeable impact on economic growth. For example, when you support local products, there will be a flow of money in the market, enabling economic growth because there is less transfer of money out in the market, which is buying imports goods. Next, let's focus on the second key point, which is promoting tourism. Promote our areas as a tourist hotspot to attract visitors. Tourists spend money on hotel, dining, and attraction can lead to boosting the local economy. As the result, we can see that if the tourism sector develops, there are various job opportunities in the sector, so the problem of unemployment can be reduced because many people get jobs from the sectors. For the next topic, I would like to highlight investment in infrastructure. Invest in better roads, utilities, and public areas to improve connectivity. Quality infrastructure make it easier for business to operate and draw in new residents. Because of this, we can observe that improving infrastructure will attract more foreign investment to our country. For example, by opening factory in Malaysia. This will open job opportunity and reduce unemployment. Finally, let's address the last point, which is encouraging entrepreneurship. Offer financial benefits like tax breaks of grants to attract new business. This incentive helps existing business grow, leading to more jobs and economy grow. Therefore, if government give tax break for entrepreneurs, they can expand their business and will make a profit. Employer can also pay workers more wage, allowing the standards of living to increase and purchasing power also increase.
In conclusion, economic growth is more than a measure of progress. It's a pathway to a better quality of life for all. As we have seen, Malaysia has demonstrated resilience and adaptability in navigating challenges, such as the pandemic, and leveraging opportunities through key drivers like human capital, strategy policy, and innovation. By continuing to invest in sustainable strategy, such as promoting local industry, boosting tourism, and supporting entrepreneurship, Malaysia can achieve lasting and inclusive prosperity. Ultimately, economic growth is not just about numbers, but empowering people and shaping a thriving future for generations to come.